massive league, but will Georgetown actually repeat as champions of the Big East? Hey, how are you, folks? Jason Horowitz, glad to be with you on week 3 of this season's In the Paint. Big East play has begun, 18 conference games this year, which means more coverage. And for that, we bring in Bill Raftery from West Palm Beach. You see him calling Big East games all season long. And, you know, Bill, there are 4 teams in this conference heading into the league play that have just 1 loss on the season. We'll get to Pitt in a sec because that is a big story. But your thoughts on Marquette or Villanova, 2 of the other teams with just 1 loss, maybe outlasting the team that was picked to win it in the beginning, and that is Georgetown?
Well, all the coaches feel if you don't have guards, you can't win. And they certainly, both of these clubs are very talented on the perimeter. Therefore, the key to both teams, how do they play up front? You know, Dante Cunningham has played solidly. Shane Clark's another guy. But I think the key is how far Villanova is going to go is Kasim Drummond. He's a big kid, strong around the rim. He's gotten better. He's slimmed down. He could be a big factor come tournament time. And then when you think of Marquette, Usman Barrow, how does he play? Burke's another guy up front. But Lazar Hayward is a very talented kid, one of those tweeners that can do some damage around the rim. I think that's the key to both of these clubs. How do they step up front? How do they perform coming down the stretch? Because we know, the Scotty Reynolds and Matthews and the James, extraordinary talents, and they're going to do their job. But how do the bigs play?
Bill, are those the best guards in the Big East? Scotty Reynolds at Villanova and Dominique James at Marquette, are those the best guards in the league?
Well, you got John Thompson will give you an argument. Jonathan Wallace is an outstanding player. There are terrific guards. Everybody forgets the important aspect of the backcourt is does somebody get them the ball? Does somebody rebound? Does somebody guard? Now, I think each club's got a very tough. Flynn up at Syracuse is another terrific kid. So, it's a solid league in the backcourt in particular.
The one difference for Flynn is that he is a freshman, but did have a good game in the victory against St. John's in their first Big East game of the season. All right, let's get into Pittsburgh because this is a big story and will carry on throughout the entire conference play. Noah Vance Fields, their floor leader, is done 2 to 3 months with a broken bone in his left foot. We already know they lost senior Mike Cook for the season, so 2 of their top 4 scorers are gone for basically all of Big East play. They beat Lafayette in a tune-up for conference play, but they open up, Bill, at Villanova on Sunday. How do you think Jamie Dixon's team will respond to those 2 absences?
Obviously, it's going to hurt. I mean, you don't have the depth. I spoke to Jamie a couple of weeks ago when everybody was healthy, and, obviously optimistic. The team was playing terrific basketball. It hurts you. I mean, you just don't have the rotations necessary. And the most important aspect is practice, going against one another. The competition level in practice certainly prepares you for a Big East conference. But Benjamin becomes a very important player. How does Keith respond and get everybody involved? How do the bigs, Tyrell Biggs, for example, how does he provide? I think they'll shorten their rotations, and guys will have to play a lot more minutes. But I think Pitt will be a factor no matter who they play. I'll have them next week against Georgetown. Of course, they got a big one against Villanova before that. Yeah,
they certainly open up with tough play. It's not easy with the way they open up in their first 4 games. All right, let's go out west for a sec, Bill. And you got Washington State number 4 in the country. They're sandwiched between powerhouses North Carolina, Memphis, and Kansas, 1 through 3. UCLA, Michigan State, and Georgetown, 5 through 7. So they don't really. Which one of these is not like the other, at least by name? But that just means that somebody's got to be doing a great job. We know what he did last year, that being Tony Bennett. But just how amazing of a coaching job has he done in Pullman?
Well, the lineage is incredible. His Uncle Jack, an outstanding coach. His dad, obviously, Dick Bennett, a great coach at Wisconsin. Tony's an interesting guy because he recruits worldwide. Kirk Penny comes to mind when he was able to recruit him for Wisconsin. They have an international flavor. They've got a terrific ability to score deep. Lowe is an outstanding deep shooter. The team itself is extraordinary. Kyle Weaver is a big-time prospect. Robbie Cowgill inside. Hammerling with threes. I mean, they beat you with tempo. They control the pace of the game. They'll bite you with some early offense. They'll run the clock down. I mean, it's a very difficult task when you play Washington State. They've always been good over the years in Pullman. Now they're good every place.
Just to follow up on that, Bill, you said that control the tempo. One of the things they don't let you do is score points. They held their first 12 opponents to an average of 50 points or less on average for the season. How does that work in Pac-10 play after what the conference saw last year in a good Washington State team? How does that work this year?
part of good defensive teams is to force you into situation late in shot clocks, rush shots, bad shots, poor selection. And that's certainly going to help you in close games. And that's what big conferences are all about. How do you play coming down the stretch? They control it on both ends of the floor. This is an outstanding basketball team.
Certainly is. All right, Bill, we will get more from you in just a little bit on In the Paint Quick Hits. We'll get some teams specifically, not just storylines, but your thoughts on how teams have played down the stretch. We'll get that in a little bit. We'll talk to you real soon, Bill. All right, folks, for more from the thoughts of Bill Raftery, professor of college basketball, you can see him only on CBSSports.com and all over the CBS Audience Network. But these aren't his only thoughts. Arkansas certainly may have lost to Oklahoma, but are they better than the Sooners? That's coming up in Quick Hits. We'll see you on the web. I'm Jason Horowitz. Take care.